So more Feast Week game or tournaments rather coming up this week. The PK Invitational. You got North Carolina, Michigan State, Alabama, UConn, Iowa State, Oregon, Villanova, Portland. I'm excited because North Carolina actually has to play somebody who is in a top, at least in the top 100 of KenPom, even though they draw Portland first, or they're playing Portland first. And I believe Portland was a 130 in KenPom, somewhere around there. 135.
Don't ask me.
It was 135. So
okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing North Carolina play. How are they going to play against real competition? Are they truly the AP #1 team in the country? What are you two most looking forward to seeing in this tournament?
Don't sleep on Portland. Shante Liggins had it going at Eastern Washington. He's doing a heck of a job at Portland. So this isn't like it's not a gimme. Coach,
sure.
Coach has been doing a good job out there.
I mean, I think we can all say that Michigan State is a team that was underrated coming into this season. I'm really excited for that matchup on Thursday against Alabama. Brandon Miller is a stud. He is an NBA player right now. And I didn't know how he was going to fit into the Alabama system because he's a guy that shoots a lot of twos, ISO, when it's a 3-and-D, Nate Oates type offense. But how Michigan State was able to beat Kentucky, stay within that game, Tom Izzo's brilliance. Really excited to see how that matchup is going to be in the quarterfinal. But when it comes to North Carolina, I think teams typically show up sometimes a little bit more when it's great competition. I think North Carolina is finally starting to find their groove. You hate that because Coach Donovan would always say it's a nameless, faceless opponent on the other side, and you need to come and just do what we do. So North Carolina, it's a lot of expectations on them. I'm sure they have even more pressure on themselves since they were so close, obviously, in the championship game. It's still so early, but we would like to see them continue to trend in the right direction.
I think we'll find out a lot about North Carolina defensively, don't you? I mean, they can score. We know Love and RJ Davis and they got Big Mondo inside, but defensively, where are they? Because they're going to get challenged. So I'll be curious to see that. And I agree. Brandon Miller's hitting almost 4 threes a game, Patrick. And I watched him on the circuit with the
Taylor. He got a pretty shot.
It wasn't like he was shooting threes like that. And then he's getting to the foul line 5 times a game, which 4 is a good number, right?
4 is a great he's knocking down 4 a game right now.
He's hitting almost 4 threes a game. And the foul line 5 times, so he's a matchup. So that Michigan State Bama, again, I'm a believe, like I said, I went and watched tape and I knew they were better than what they would get more out of. I just thought they had multiple ways to create offense, and then throw Izzo in the mix, and he's going to run his sets and find guys with matchups or hot hands. So that'll be a heck of a matchup. I think Connecticut. I'm excited to see Connecticut and what they do in this tournament coming out of the Big East. Just with, I think Jordan Hawkins is back now, so he's healthy. I don't know if they have Andre Jackson back yet, but with Big Sonogo in the middle and matching up against Oregon, who I thought was impressive against who they played the other. I just watched Oregon. It was a big game. Houston. And I thought they showed well. So that'll be a heck of a matchup.
Is there a team in particular that hasn't necessarily played well yet, but you think is incredibly underrated in this tournament, Coach?
I don't, I would say Nova, but it's still minus a point guard. I think Michigan State has played well. I think Oregon's capable of more, just putting my eyes on them for the first time this season against Houston. So I think they've got better in them. So that'll be a tremendous matchup with Connecticut. So if I was picking a team that has a little more in them right now, I'd say Oregon. My curiosity's peaked with UConn, just to see them against this level of competition for the first time this season.
What about you, Patrick?
Yeah, I think I have to follow suit with either Oregon or Alabama is undefeated right now. Haven't seen too much of Villanova, but I do like Oregon. I was able to get some snippets of that Houston game. they showed. I mean, against a team that some people have as favorites to win it all, they showed a lot of grit, and they're actually projected to be a close game with this UConn-Oregon game up on Thursday. So, if they, anything is possible. That's why I love basketball, because anything can happen on the right night.
There'll be a little juice to that. Bama, Nate Oates was at Romulus High School in Michigan for years, a couple of years there, winning state championships. So he and Izzo go back to some recruiting days when Nate was a high school coach and Iz was recruiting his players. And we'll see how tough Alabama is, because Michigan State is gonna be gritty, not pretty.
Well, Michigan State's battle tested headed into this game. I mean, they have truly had one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the country amongst any of these teams. So that's going to be a very fun matchup to watch.
Should have won them all. They had Gonzaga beat. Didn't get it done, but got Villanova and got Kentucky.
Yeah. PK Legacy. We have Gonzaga, Duke, Purdue, Xavier, West Virginia, Florida, fighting Patrick's, Oregon State, Portland State. Everyone's talking about, who's the biggest team in this tournament? Is it Gonzaga or is it Duke?
Go ahead, Coach.
Who's got the better point guard?
Who's got the best wiggle?
Who's got the best wiggle?
Who's got the better point guard on the Jeremy Roach? Just I've seen watching Duke. Proctor's tremendous. I love his game. I think Jeremy Roach, can Gonzaga do they shoot it well enough? Everything is going to flow through Timmy. But last two minutes of the game, your ball's going to be in your guard hands. And so, I don't
know.
Timmy, watching Timmy, was it 2 days ago? He was running point. I mean, he's bringing the ball up the court, getting him in the offense. He looked like Draymond Green out there.
Yeah.
So that was different to see them playing through him in that way, out from outside in instead of inside out. But they've got they got to get there. I think going through Xavier, Purdue, West Virginia is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, Huggins, Painter, are you kidding me? That's going to be so last man standing on that one. That'll be a 12-round bout. So I don't know with the Gonzaga Duke thing. It comes down to guard play, in my opinion.
Oh man, after seeing how Gonzaga just showed up, it was pretty much a home game. But I like just momentum. Julian Strother, Drew Timmy, and Rasir Bolton, man, they came to play. They came to play against Kentucky. Didn't take care of the ball as well as I would like, but I'm really high on them right now. Just the maturity it seems that this team has right now, especially with some guys that have been won championship, that West Coast Conference, as well as making it far in the tournament. I think I'm going to say that they're my favorites to come away with this as of now. I haven't seen enough of Duke. I can't wait to see. I've followed watching Derek Whitehead when he's at full strength. Ask me then, because that boy can go. He is a stud, man. He's a winner. No, he's gotten back for Duke, but when he finds his rhythm back out there for the Blue Devils, watch out, everybody. He is a go-getter.
The thing with both teams, like Gonzaga's turning the basketball over. I just looked this up 17 times a game. I think that's an issue as you get to a higher level team, and they don't shoot it like great. Rasir Bolton's a big time shooter, but after that, who are you worried about just drilling you? Who can go for 4 or 5 threes that night? Duke's kind of got the same deal going on. Like who's your guys that are going to spread it out? Jeremy Roach is going to be in the paint, but Flipowski, I like him. He's a matchup problem.
He's good.
He's really good, but ultimately, can you take care of the ball and can you make enough shots? I mean, it's simple, but it's complicated because some rosters are built that way. And the Gonzaga teams that we've come in recent memory have had, Kisper and those guys like elite level shooters.
Right. what team in this tournament outside of the Dukes and the Gonzagas do you think could potentially win this tournament?
Yeah, it's a you know, like you're gonna play West Virginia. If you turn the ball over 17 times a game, you play West Virginia, they're salivating. Like that's what they're gonna press the whole game.
Yeah.
And so if they match up with Gonzaga and Gonzaga's flipping the ball around, like they can run through this whole tournament because if you don't have a real they're playing Purdue. Purdue starts a freshman point guard in Braden Smith.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how tough he is because he's gonna match up with Huggins in the press for 40 minutes. And if he can handle it, because Zach Edey's a non-factor if you can't get the ball across half court, right? And so, and now if he can't, then you can get the ball to Edey, and Purdue's a problem because now you got to guard one of the most efficient offenses in the past 5 years in the country, and Paint's gonna find a way to get to the big guy. You know, I think Xavier. If I was saying, hey, the sleeper team to win it, I think they got the two bigs inside, Fremantle and Nunji. You know, Kobe Jones is getting healthier. He had a turned ankle last week. He's coming back off of that, and I think they've got Kunkel and Kiki Tandy and enough firepower offensively to surprise and pull it off.
I'll make my argument for my alma mater and make it quick. Colin Castleton, he has been playing at another level this year. He's a man on a mission. Florida has a veteran point guard in Kyle Lofton. Haven't seen him take off yet. But the Florida team I saw in the second half against Florida State, first half, I don't know who that was out on the court. It wasn't the Gators. But the second half against Florida State looked like a team that figured out their identity. If they bring that same momentum, they have a chance to beat Xavier. And, you know, we'll see. Not a great shooting team, but defensively with the length and size, a chance to make a run.